again. This is Dr. William Mosier, and a question that is often asked of me, especially by parents of children with special needs, is why does my child eat things that aren't food? Well, we have a medical term for that. It's called pica, P-I-C-A, and pica refers to eating things that aren't food, like sand, like pieces of paper. And the origin of pica is simply a baby crawling around on the floor, seeing a piece of lint and putting it in his mouth. A child playing in a sandbox, picking up a piece of sand just to experiment and see, I wonder if this is edible. Then they put it in their mouth, and if no adult is around saying, take that out of your mouth, stop doing that, then the child will learn, this doesn't taste very good, and will not continue ingesting non-edible substances. However, if in that first and second and third year of life, a child who puts something in his mouth just to experiment to see if this is edible or not, if he gets yelled at, don't do that, take that out of your mouth, la la la, that's dangerous, and then the parent gets physically aggressive with the child, that, unbeknownst to the parent, is called positive reinforcement, which means it will increase the probability that the child will repeat that behavior again at some other time, later that day or tomorrow or the day after. So it is crucial to understand that as long as you keep your house typically clean, as long as you understand that no child is going to die from putting a little bit of dirt in his mouth, even if a child goes over to the plant that you have in the corner by the couch and puts some of the dirt in his mouth, ignore it. Why? Because the child is doing an experiment. The child is actively exploring his environment by manipulating some object in the environment to then test and see what happens when I put this in my mouth. Oh, pleh. And so then sometimes, 50% of the time, if there's another child close to that child's age, they might even offer that object that they didn't like the taste of to another child, for that child, being a young scientist, to also test, to do what we call in scientific inquiry a duplication study, to test and see, well, did you agree with me that this doesn't taste very good? So that's the origin of pica, and adults need to stop paying attention to it when children are little, or they might have a child, even who is normal cognitive development, who grows up with pica. I can give you an example. I once had a 45-year-old patient who just chewed on tissue paper as an adult. He just was obsessed with chewing on tissue paper because of some scarring that happened emotionally in those first 3 years of life. And now as an adult, he's obsessed with chewing on paper. So be cautious when your child is putting some non-edible thing in their mouth. Realize that for the most part, it won't kill them. So be very calm when you're doing any intervention whatsoever with the child. If you decide to take it out of their mouth, do it without any verbalization at all, and then just walk away after you've taken it out of their mouth. But for the most part, you can leave it in their mouth. Think of all of the children in the world who've swallowed a coin. Just swallow a little penny, and what happens? In 3 days, it comes out with their stool. So, for the most part, don't worry about a child under 3 putting some non-food substance in their mouth, or you might run the risk of raising a child to be obsessed with wanting to put non-food things in their mouth. Thank you very much.
ابني ضعيف الشخصية. ابني دائما بيطلب المساعدة وما بيعرف يحل مشاكله بنفسه. ابني دائما بياخد إذني قبل ما يعمل أي شي. ابني ماله مميز وما عنده إبداع. تعرفي ليش ماما؟ تعالي معي نروح لوقت اللي كان ابنك صغير ويلعب بالألعاب. تتذكري كيف كنتي توجهيه؟ كيف كنتي تعلميه كيف يلعب فيها على طريقتك وكنتي تساعديه بكل شي؟ تتذكري كيف كنتي تمنعيه يكتشف الأشياء من حوله؟ هذا هو السبب. إذن شو الحل؟ لازم نسمح للطفل باستكشاف اللعبة بالبداية، لأنه هالشي بيعزز استقلاليته واعتماده على نفسه، كيفية اتخاذ القرارات وحل المشكلات، الإبداع والابتكار وإيجاد حلول فريدة واستراتيجيات جديدة، الثقة بالنفس وتقدير الذات، حيث يدرك الطفل قدرته على التعلم وتحقيق الأهداف بمفرده.